Pokemon Yellow, Game Boy, the Special Pikachu edition. Now there were two editions made of this game. There's a Special Pikachu edition version and its counterpart that just says Pokemon Yellow. But the US is the one that says Special Pikachu edition, and then a lot of the PAL ones only say just Pokemon Yellow. That's all it says. So keep that in mind that there are two different versions of this game floating around. Both of them are correct, and none of them are fake, unless you get like a remade cart. But you'll know Pokemon Yellow based off of its yellow cartridge. It is one of only 3 Game Boy games released in the US that have a yellow cartridge, and it is one of those things that you need to know that if you're going to collect. Now, there are 50 total games for the Game Boy released in Japan with yellow cartridge covers. I've actually got another game that I will be reviewing shortly that is from Japan that has a yellow cartridge cover. Those show that they were part of those were re-released from the Famicom disk system line, and that's why those are yellow cartridges. This one was based off of its color design, just like all the other Pokemon games up until the DS era that were just nothing but black carts had their different color variants on there. But I highly recommend it. You get Pikachu. Number 1, your starter is Pikachu. Number 2, you can get the other 3 starters so you can get the other 3 starters right after you defeat Lieutenant Surge. You can get the Bulbasaur with max friendship with Pikachu. You have to have max friendship with your Pikachu before the breeder will actually give you the Bulbasaur. And the way that you check his happiness level is you turn around and face Pikachu, and then you click the A button, and you can see what his happiness level is. The easiest way to get the happiness level up to that point before you actually get to there is before you even leave Pallet Town. Consumables in the game don't actually use themselves unless the Pokemon needs it used upon them. So you actually can use the single potion you get from the PC over 20 times, and it raises Pikachu's max happiness level. It raises the max happiness of your Pikachu before you even leave Pallet Town, meaning he won't disobey you in any of the first parts. Like, I've had Pikachus that would disobey me in battle for the first 2 sections. You never want to take unnecessary damage, so I would recommend that if you're starting this on a new game. It is highly necessary. Another thing is catch, if you're going through the game, just simple advice. Catch the Nidoran female or Nidoran male before you actually go into Viridian Forest, and also catch a Pidgey or a Pidgeotto while in Viridian Forest, as it makes defeating the bug catchers a lot easier. Also, I highly recommend that you have every single Pokemon up to level 16 when you actually face Brock. Why? It is far easier to defeat Brock because you're 2 level higher than his Onix. And if you start off with the Nidoran, every move will be super effective against Brock, number one. Number two, you start off with the weakest Pokemon against Brock's team. Then you switch out to Nidoran. Everybody gets level up at least once in the Brock battle, which will help against which will help against some of the other gym leaders later on. But another thing is it is really fun game. It is a really fun game. Sorry for scratching my eye. It's irritated, and I don't know what I can do to do that. Allergy season sucks. But anyway, as I was saying, this is a fun game. You can actually get Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. If you have 2 Game Boys and Game Boy Advances and a Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance and a link cable for said console, you can actually trade your Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, the other 2 team members that you need or that you want for your other games, from this cartridge when you receive them to the other. I highly recommend starting a new game on the other one, as you can actually initialize said trade right after your first rival battle and get your Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, the 3-man team, into your game pretty darn easily. So that would be my recommendation if I were playing this game and I wanted all the starters in the other game. Don't try any hacks. They either don't work or they break the save battery's lifespan in half, which you want as much life as you can get so you don't lose your save. So just beware that if you soft reset said a lot of times, you can get a perfect IV Pokemon after about 20 times, but it's the same deal. Unless you're speedrunning, who cares about IVs? You don't need perfect IVs to win a battle. Unless you're speedrunning through a game. But anyway, that's my review for this. I really do love this game. This is my favorite game other than Pokemon Crystal. In Pokemon Crystal, it's because you don't have to face the 3. You don't have to chase after all 3 legendary dogs. Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. So, but that is my thing, and just like Crystal, this one follows the anime loosely. Pokemon Crystal follows the events of Ash's journey through Johto just the same as this one. In fact, you face Ash at the end of the game, which is actually kind of funny because you're Ash and you're fighting against Ash. So, in Pokemon Crystal, but be aware, the older they are, the harder they are to play. So, just remember that whenever you buy a game. Always remember that the older the game, the tougher it is, because you do not have trophies or achievements to actually show your gamer score or your gamer credit. So that's just something to keep in mind. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.